Hey guys, welcome back. So the objective of the last video was to introduce the definition of sample mean and sample variance. So now we're going to look at an example which asks us to construct a stem and leaf display. So firstly, let's look at an example. So we're given the marks for a group of students in their performance on a statistics test, and they were recorded as the following numbers over here. Okay, so the first part of the question asks us to perform a stem and leaf display with stem units of 10 and leaf units of 1. And the second part asks us to find the mean and standard deviation of the data on top here. So firstly, let's look at the first part of the question, which is to construct the stem and leaf plot. So before we construct the plot, we have to rearrange the numbers from lowest to highest. So that's what I've done here, rearranging from lowest to highest. So 65 being our lowest number and 99 being our highest number. So afterwards, we construct the plot. So we're going to draw a line. We're going to draw a line, okay? And the left-hand side of the line is going to be our stem unit of 10, okay, and the leaf unit of 1. So for the first row, okay, we're going to represent all the 60s. So for the 60s, we have 64, 65, and 69. That's what I've done here. This basically means that in our data, we have 64, 65, and 69. So next one, we're going to have all the 70s. So 70s, so our 70s in the data is 70, 71, 73, 76, all the way to 78. So that's what I've done here. So I've done 70s, 71, 73, 76, 77, 78, okay? And these all have to be in order, by the way, all right? And afterwards, we'll do the same thing with the 80s, and also the 90s. And this is basically our stem and leaf plot. So basically, if we are given stem units and leaf units, right, what that means is that the left-hand side has to represent all our stem units, okay, which the question is specified as tens, and the right-hand side have to be the leaf units, okay, which our question is specified to be the ones, okay. And this is how we construct our stem and leaf display. So next part of the question, okay, asks us to find the standard deviation and the mean of the data. So firstly, the data that we were given had 21 numbers, so our sample size is 21. So the mean, which we defined in the last video, is going to be the sum of all the numbers divided by the total amount of numbers summed, okay, which I've done here, okay, so 91 plus all the way to 82, okay, so that's divided by 21 because 21 is our sample size. So when you put that into a calculator, that will give you the answer of 81.71. So that is our sample mean. So with regards to our standard deviation, firstly, we're going to do the sum of the square of all our numbers in the data. So that's what I've done here. Okay, 91 squared plus 64 squared all the way to 82 squared. So we input on the calculator, that will give you 142530. The next thing, we're going to do the sum of all our numbers in the data. Okay, that will be 1716. So sum of all numbers, what I mean by that is 91 plus 64, 8 plus 70, all the way to 82. Okay, so that will give you 1716. So afterwards, we plug it into the formula of finding the SD, the standard deviation. So the standard deviation was defined as this formula here. Okay. So now we sub in our numbers, right? Remember the n is our sample size, which is 21. The sum of square numbers was 142530. The square of the sum, okay, so the sum is 1716. So 1716 is here, and we do a square. So we have a square here. And again, n is our sample size, which we have here as 21. So we do a square root of the entire thing, and that will give us 10.74. So then we can conclude that our mean of this data set is 81.71, and the SD, the standard deviation, okay, or SX, that will equal to 10.74. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.